Alright, what is going on, guys? So today we're going to be replacing the wheel bearings on the bucket. It is my 98 M3 drop top. Now, in the previous video we completely blew the suspension apart, so today we're just going to be focused on replacing the wheel bearings. I actually dropped the trailing arms for this car off at the machine shop a little while ago. For some reason they told me they couldn't do the wheel bearings, which is strange because they did the wheel bearings, the press work for the wheel bearings on my 318i drift car, which has M3 suspension, so they're literally the same. Either way, I didn't really want to put up a fight with them because they're a really good machine shop and they do really good engine work, so I didn't want to tarnish that relationship over some stupid wheel bearings, so I went and bought a wheel bearing press kit. So this is a full BMW wheel bearing press kit. There's the part number. I don't know the exact link from where I bought it because I bought it a little while ago. But we're going to be using this to replace the wheel bearings. The only thing I haven't figured out is how to pull the hub off. And here's my little solution so far. So we have cylinder head bolts with nuts on the back. We're going to hold the nut, spin that, it's going to press, and then we can get to tackling the actual wheel bearing press work using this. So I do have new hubs, I do have new bearings, new snap rings, all the good stuff. We are going to be ditching this dust cover in favor of a dual caliper hydro setup, which I'm very excited for. Either way, we're going to see if this works and see how bad the wheel bearings actually are and how bad they are to replace. So this is actually really nice because we have a lot of E36s here, and having a wheel bearing press kit means we can do pretty much all the wheel bearings in-house, which is going to be nice in case we need to. So just kind of one more step to being self-sufficient, not relying on shops to do things. Does seem to be working rather well though, I will say. There we go. That worked remarkably well. The hub is off, the bearing is still inside, the dust shield is off. Anyone who wants to know how to replace the wheel bearings, unfortunately when you disassemble them, because they're press fit, the outer race of the bearing is pressed into the trailing arm, and the inner race is actually that guy right there, and that's pressed into or onto the hub. So when you disassemble the bearings done, you have to replace them. So once you pull that up, this snap ring comes out. I do have a replacement unit. You can see the snap ring, the end of the snap ring there goes all the way around, and then the other tail is right there. So I have a replacement unit for that, but once you take that out, then you press the outer race and the remainder of the bearing out, and then the new one gets pressed in. I wanted to do this one first before I did the other one because this CV axle is still freaking seized in the spindle on the other one. That one's gonna suck, so I have to deal with that first. So that boy on top. Alright, so I found it. It is a 32. That is a proper size. I don't have an impact that size, so we're going to crescent wrench the bottom, which probably isn't the best idea. One crusty BMW wheel bearing. Alright, so I've moved our little operation outside for some better lighting, but now we're going to press in the new bearing. So, part of the bearing kit is this guy. So this is going to go underneath, and as you can see it stops a little bit before the lip on there. So that'll hold itself against the trailing arm. This is going to press in from there, and it kind of almost starts itself already. From there, we're going to press the top with that piece, because that sits pretty much on the outer race. So you want to push it in by the outside, not the inside. If you push from the inside, you're going to blow it straight through. And once that is on, then I believe we're going to go back in here with this guy, which holds the inner race, like that. And then we'll push the hub through the top, the new hub. So you want to hold the inner race when you push it in by the hub. So one thing I'm going to do is put a nice little layer of grease. I've also cleaned the inside here with some acetone. So it bottomed out, which is good. So that's bottomed out in there. So now we should be able to get that snap ring back on. But that actually wasn't too bad. Alright, so now we're going to begin pressing the hub, and the important thing is to push on it by the back of this. So we've got a tool that's sized for that. So note that I'm not pressing it by the trailing arm, I'm pushing it by the inner race. So here's our replacement hub, brand new. These are actually only like 40 or 50 bucks. They're not expensive at all. But do note, on the old one, the race is bottomed out against that lip. So just like the wheel bearing, we're going to press this one in until it bottoms out. That is fantastic. I did have this hub in the freezer, so that might be a big part of it. Alright, so we got one side done. We're going to move on to the trailing arm ball joints, and then maybe we'll do the trailing arm bushings today. I don't know, those are poly, so they're super easy to pop in, but I will say there is something to be said for good quality tools, dude. This, honestly, that was easy. Wheel bearings are one of those things that are a fucking massive bitch, and that was insanely easy. So if you want to do your own wheel bearings, your own Presswork at your own house, dude, that kit is insane. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. That's insane to me that it went on that easy. Alright, trailing arm ball joint kit, bolt, little cup washer thing, new ball joint, been in the freezer for a couple hours, on, cup, that thing, in, on, nut with bearing. There we go. So I go until it's pretty much flush on the inside. There we go. Absolutely insane. I pressed it a little bit too far in, but that's not a big deal. Absolutely insane how easy that is. Two ball joints, one wheel bearing. Beautiful. So it's been a whole week since I got the last bearing pressed. I have been trying to get the axle out. I finally got it out. That thing put up a fight more so than any other axle I've ever dealt with in my entire life. And I won. It took a lot of influence, took a lot of heat and a lot of force. I had to use some mad angle grinding skills and a lot of heat to get it out, so that hub is gone, which doesn't really make a difference because we're replacing the hubs anyway. But the axle is out, and so we can move on with getting the new bearing installed in this.